We use constants in everyday life, but some constants are just amazing. One such constant is pi. Pi is just another Greek alphabet that stands out of all other constants. Despite being mathematically irrational, it stands literally rational. To understand pi, let us first visualize what does an angle mean. We start with assigning a term theta to the rotation in 2D. If we see a circle, its curviness is constant. That is, with a small increase in rotation, there is always a considerable increase in the length of the curve. Since it curves constantly, the ratio of the small change in the length of the curve to the change in angle of rotation is always a constant. Let us consider this constant to be radius, because this is the only known constant term for a particular circle. So, small change in the theta can be said as the small change in the length of the curve of a unit circle. Now, if we are supposed to draw a circle or an arc of larger radius, then we can consider it as the projection of the unit circle, given that the small change in length by radius is equal to the small change in angle of rotation. Let us know about the unit of angle. Degree was the known unit of angle until they found the value of pi, that is the radian scale. In the radian scale, theta lies between 0 to full circumference of a unit circle. But what is pi? Around 250 BC, the Greek mathematician Archimedes calculated the ratio of circle's circumference to its diameter. This ratio is known as pi. Archimedes' method finds an approximation of pi by determining the perimeter of a polygon inscribed within a circle and the perimeter of a polygon circumscribed outside a circle. The value of pi lies between these two lengths. He found the circumference of polygon by dividing the sides into two right-angled triangles, each with an angle of 180 by n. By doubling the number of sides of the hexagon to a 12-sided polygon, then a 24-sided polygon, and finally 48 and 96-sided polygon, Archimedes was able to bring the two perimeters even closer in length to the circumference of the circle, and thereby come up with his approximation. Specifically, he determined that pi was less than 3 1 by 7 but greater than 3 10 by 71. That's pretty close to the known value of 3.1416. Several mathematicians tried to approximate pi till the last decade. In the year 2019, Google developer found the value of pi up to 31.4 trillion decimal places. NASA uses a maximum of 15 digits in its calculation for sending spacecraft to other planets. And with 39 digits, you would be able to calculate the circumference of the known universe to within the width of a single hydrogen atom. Pi is incredibly useful because it relates to the circle and so is found in many formulae in fields such as trigonometry and geometry, which are essential to sectors like architecture and robotics, among others. Pi also has countless applications beyond geometry and trigonometry. For example, it can help scientists to understand objects and phenomena in nature which contains circular shapes such as the orbit of planet or the concentric waves created by a stone falling in a pond. In fact, pi is useful for describing everything from the way light and sound wave ripple to the bendiness of river, and it even crops up in calculation where circles are nowhere to be seen, such as Euler's identity, a probability formula that has been described as the most beautiful in mathematics. Every year on 14th of March, the International Pi Day is celebrated with the initial celebrations involving the conception of pi. March 14 or 3 by 14 was chosen as a reference to the first series of numbers in the constant, and the date was officially recognized by the US House of Representatives in 2009.